the next 9 minutes, I am going to be going over my top 10 Korean textbooks for beginners and how to use each one to study Korean. Living Language Korean, Complete Edition. This is not just a textbook, you guys. This is an entire language learning package. No joke. So if you purchase this, let me tell you what you get. You get 4 books, 9 CDs, and a free language lab that comes with so many different materials like quizzes, games, flashcards, and more. It's literally the whole package, and you can go from a beginner to an advanced speaker with this. This book also uses techniques that have been tested over time, so it's basically scientifically proven to help you with your Korean, which is fantastic. And if you're worried about complicated grammar or difficult vocab, don't worry, because this textbook just breaks it down so that it's just really simple and easy to digest and learn. Read and Speak Korean for Beginners. The newest edition of this textbook is completely refined and really targeted specifically for beginners who are learning Korean. The textbook has 8 main themes in it and covers everyday conversation and situations so that you can literally just start speaking about things that are most commonly talked about like that. It'll cover topics such as yourself, your family, directions, descriptions, and a lot more. So all of that common stuff, vocabulary, grammar points that we talk about every day in Korean. It's also graphic heavy if you're into that, which I think is really fun. So there's a lot of graphics that go along with it. So you actually tend to do visual learning along with, textbook learning. So it goes together really well. And guys, yes, an app that goes along with it. That's amazing. It has games and learning features to just reinforce your learning that you're doing in the textbook, which I think is so fun. The textbook also includes flashcards. So overall, this is an amazing book for any beginner who just wants to learn Korean. It has all that you're gonna need in there, literally an all-in-one package. Let's Speak Korean. If you didn't know this textbook's gonna be about speaking Korean, hence the name of it. This is specifically for if you're trying to absorb a lot of vocabulary and expressions all at once, because it aims to teach you guys 1,400 words. Yes, there is 1,400 expressions and words in this textbook. That's a lot. Here's the bad news about this book. There isn't a lot of formal grammar instruction in it. It's just in there a little bit more naturally and just shows you a lot through examples, which is good, but it can also be bad if you're just used to learning, grammar through a lot of instruction. But it does have grammar guide marks, which links the Korean words to the English translation within larger sentences, so you know exactly what you're reading. So it can be a really good thing depending on your learning pattern, and I think it's good to expose yourself naturally to the grammar. There's also downloadable audio tracks so that you can be able to listen to native pronunciation and hear native speakers use all of these words and phrases that you're learning in the book. Korean Made Easy for Beginners. If you need a textbook that you want to complete in a short amount of time so you can feel really good about yourself but also learn a ton, this is a textbook for you. It contains 20 lessons and 38 most common Korean phrases plus a CD to help you with, pronunciation and listening. So what this textbook does is work on basic conversation skills in Korean through reading, writing, and listening, which really gives you a chance to test what you're learning because you're actually using it in 3 different ways within the textbook. There are multiple self-study lessons as well with fun graphics. Again, more graphics and illustrations to go along with it, which I really love, so some visual learning going on there. And basically this textbook is so versatile that a kid or an adult can actually learn a lot from it. So whatever your age, this is great, especially if you're a beginner. Integrated Korean, Beginning 1. If you are an absolute beginner with no prior knowledge of Korean, this is the book for you. It was created by actual linguists and Korean teachers, so it uses effective teaching techniques to get the information across to you so you can actually understand it. The lessons are based around certain topics and there's lots of exercises that go within those topics. It has dialogue, relevant vocabulary, explanation of the grammar used, cultural notes, and a lot more. So it's really good at teaching you what you need to know for Korean, especially if you are a beginner with no knowledge. I just want to pause for a second here and let you know that textbooks are great. They are fantastic for learning Korean or any language. But what I've noticed is that you can't just study out of textbooks to learn a language. Trust me, I did that when I was studying Korean first off, and then I went to Korea on an exchange program, and well, my Korean it wasn't that great. So what I would suggest you study along with your textbooks is FluentU. I actually recommend this to all my friends who are studying Korean because what FluentU does is it shows you how Korean is actually used in real life. It takes bite-sized chunks of media and just puts It's a full-on lesson in there with transcripts, with quizzes, with so many different things. And I think like if you pair this with a textbook, man, you're gonna be doing so well with your Korean. If that sounds good to you, I actually have 2 weeks of FluentU completely free with a link in the description below. The K-pop dictionary. So if you're coming from K-pop wanting to learn Korean, this book is just, it's golden. Because this book literally has 500 words of Korean slang used in K-pop for you to learn. It's amazing. However, there is no grammar instruction and the words are presented in English sentences. So the word that you're learning, whatever word that is in Korean in a sentence that's in English. So you can kind of see how it's used, but there is no grammar instruction, which is too bad. Still, the dialogue is like really simple and light and it teaches you a lot of vocabulary. So I would personally pair this with a more heavy, serious Korean textbook because I just think it's a nice lighthearted switch to your normal textbook, you know what I'm saying? Plus it teaches you a lot of cultural things and it's K-pop, so. Talk to me in Korean level 1. When I first started learning Korean, I studied with Talk to me in Korean and it was fantastic. This textbook is based off of lessons from the Talk to Me in Korean website program and has audio files, grammar lessons, and exercises for you. What's really cool about this book as well was that it was designed to be used for self-study, which is kind of hard to find sometimes. This textbook mostly focuses on spoken and conversational Korean, so you should be able to speak a bit or know how to speak at least by the end of the textbook. Just make sure that you actually practice your speaking. Just a tip. Also, if you want, you can buy an accompanying workbook to go along with the textbook, which is super fun, which I also did, so yeah. By the way, if you're liking this video so far, don't forget to give it a thumbs up to let me know. Korean from 0. 1. This is really helpful for a beginner who wants more than just a textbook. This beginner-centric book contains a workbook, audio, online help, grammar lessons, character practice sheets, bilingual glossaries, and more. So yeah, basically it's chock full of stuff that any beginning Korean student would love to have. It's amazing. Because of the title, you know, Korean from 0, this really is for somebody who doesn't even know anything about Korean and they can learn with this textbook and all that's involved in it. It starts slowly and goes over every aspect of reading and writing in Korean and understanding as it teaches vocabulary and grammar concepts, as well as a few beginner-friendly phrases. Easy Korean reading for beginners. This is another textbook by Talk to Me in Korean, which is another reason why it's on this list. And this centers specifically around reading in Korean. This is meant for upper beginner and intermediate Korean levels because it features short stories meant to be used as reading practice. So again, if you're a complete beginner and you don't really know Hangul yet, probably not this book. But if you do know Hangul, you know, a bit of Korean, I would definitely recommend it. What I like about this book is that it has actually like authentic reading material. It's not like textbook reading material, you know, that just helps you practice, and that's what I really like about it. In this book, there are 30 stories specifically about relatable topics that will push your understanding and language skills without being too challenging. Korean short stories for beginners, plus an audio download. This is another awesome short story based textbook. There are 30 stories in here again. They're really engaging and they come with paragraph by paragraph translations, so a bit more on the beginner friendly side. So you newbies can study as you go and take notes to the side and really just notice the difference between the Korean paragraph and the English paragraph. What's really cool about this is that you'll also get audio files with the stories read by a native Korean speaker, so you can actually practice your listening and understanding skills as well, which I think is really cool. Through these short stories, the textbook actually aims to teach you 1,500 words and expressions, as well as showing many different sentence structures and grammar concepts in context. If you want to review everything in this video, be sure to download the free FluentU PDF in the description below. It has a list of all these textbooks plus a little bit more information about each of them. Now, if you want to broaden your Korean vocabulary in the best way, aka with food vocabulary, I have the perfect video for you right over there. It is all about all that you'll need to know to order food in Korean, because there are lots of expressions that I didn't even realize that you needed, and then I went to Korea and realized, hey, I don't know half of this vocab to order food. So don't make my mistake. Go check out that video. I think you'll really enjoy it. So I will see you guys over there.